architecture of the root, the logic of the deep, finding the secrets that the ancient gardens keep. A vertical radiance, a vertical stand, holding the spirit across the land. The friction of the hollow is a memory of the past, finding the structure that is built to last, that they might be called trees of righteousness. And in the pressure and the internal distress, the planting of the Lord in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. Trees of righteousness, deeply set. Trees of righteousness, no regret. Trees of righteousness, the holiness. The scent of the cedar, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true, that he might be glorified in the bloom, leaving the shadows in the internal gloom. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the spirit a sudden delight, that they might be called trees of righteousness, ending the pressure and the internal distress. The planting of the Lord in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. Said, lifting the heavy and the tired head, a manual miracle, a manual stay, standing tall in the only day. The architecture of the end, the logic of the sun, knowing that the spiritual work is finally done. A vertical radiance, a vertical peace, finding the miracle in the soul's release. The friction of the setting is a memory of the past, finding the light that is built to last. Thy sun shall no more go down in the light, and in the struggle of the eternal night, for the Lord shall be thine everlasting light. everything moving in the holy sight. Everlasting light, never end. Everlasting light, the holy friend. Everlasting light, the love he sent. The scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. Neither shall thy moon withdraw itself today, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bride, capturing the energy of the internal light. Thy sun shall no more go down in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, everything moving in the holy shall be ended, watching the wonders that the Father intended. A manual miracle, a manual stay, finding the eternity in the only day. The architecture of the silver, the logic of the seven, reflecting the logic of the internal heaven. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal shine, everything moving in a sacred design. The friction of the dimness is a memory of the past, finding the brightness that is built to last. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun. When the individual struggle is finally done, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold, the greatest story that was ever told. Sevenfold light in the night, sevenfold light in the sight, sevenfold light, everything right. the constantly true. In the day that the Lord bindeth up the breach, reaching the territory only He can reach. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun. When the individual struggle is finally done, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold. The greatest story that was ever told. The architecture of the return, the logic of the song, finding the territory where we all belong. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal home. Never again in the individual to roam. The friction of the sorrow is a memory of the past, finding the gladness that is built to last. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return, in the center where the holy fires burn, with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads, healing the spirits in the holy threads. Everlasting joy, souls return. Everlasting joy, the lesson learned. Everlasting joy, the heart's concern. The scent of the Zion, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. They shall obtain joy and gladness today, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return, in the center where the holy fires burn, with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads, healing architecture of the rugged, the logic of the steep, finding the secrets that the ancient mountains keep. A vertical miracle, a vertical change, watching the Father the territory rearrange. The friction of the obstacle is a memory of the past, finding the smoothness that is built to last. Every valley shall be exalted in the light, ending the struggle of the eternal night. And every mountain and hill shall be made low, watching the gardens of the fellowship grow into the plain, a level way into the plain, a brand new day into the plain, no more delay. The sin of the valley, the sin of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. The crooked shall be made straight, it is said, lifting the heavy and the tired head. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the spirit a sudden delight. Every valley shall be exalted in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. And every mountain and hill shall be made low, watching the gardens of the fellowship grow. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, watching the wonders that the holy ones yield. A manual miracle, a manual stay, walking in the light of the only day. The architecture of the future, the logic of the seed, everything moving for the spiritual need. A manual miracle, a manual start, leaving the shadows of the individual heart. The friction of the former is a memory of the past, finding the vision that is built to last. Behold, the former things have come to pass, beyond the limitation of the looking glass. And new things do I declare in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. The new thing, can you see? The new thing, the scent of the fresh path, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them, finding the flower in the internal stem, the symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bride, gifting the spirit a sudden delight. Behold, the former things are come to pass, beyond the limitation of the looking glass. And new things do I declare in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. Sing unto the Lord a new song today, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. Emmanuel, miracle, Emmanuel, stay, finding the newness in the only day. The architecture of the belong, the logic of the known, where the presence of the Father is uniquely shown. Emmanuel, miracle, Emmanuel, call, the greatest answer to the individual fall. The friction of the nameless is a memory of the past, finding the identity that is built to last. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine, walking in the spirit and the holy design. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee today, everything moving in a sacred way. By thy name, he knows who you are. By thy name, the morning star. By thy name, healing the scar. The scent of the kinship, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. When thou passest through the waters, I am there, finding the signature of the Father's care. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bride, capturing the energy of the internal light. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine, walking in the spirit and the holy design. Fear not, for architecture of the fragile, the logic of the bent, knowing where the holy energy is spent. A manual miracle, a manual grace, watching the wonder on the internal face. The friction of the pressure is a memory of the past, finding the mercy that is built to last. A bruised reed shall he not break, walking in the silence for the Spirit's sake. And the smoking flax shall he not quench, removing the shadow and the internal clench. Not broken, not broken, not broken, across the land. Not broken, as he planned. The scent of the water edge, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. In the center of the Spirit and the eternal youth, the symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. Reed shall he not break, walking in the silence for the Spirit's sake. And the smoking flax shall he not quench, removing the shadow and the internal cleanse. Shall not fail nor be discouraged, it said, lifting the heavy and the tired head. A manual miracle, a manual stay, holding the fragile in the only day. The architecture of the forge, the logic of the heat, learning the rhythm of the internal beat. A manual miracle, a manual shape, finding the way for the soul's escape. The friction of the iron is a memory of the past, finding the weapon that is built to last. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals, watching the wonder of the individual souls in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument, finding the glory and the holy content. At the fire, breaking the mold, at the fire, story told. Of the charcoal, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Watching the spirit and the individual foster the symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals, watching the wonder of the individual souls in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument, finding the glory and the holy content. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. In the center of the Spirit and the holy accord, a vertical radiance, a vertical state, forming the instrument in the only day. The architecture of the healing, the logic of the gold, watching how the spirit is being controlled. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal anoint, moving the spirit to the holy point. The friction of the morning is a memory of the past, finding the joy that is built to last. The oil of joy for morning in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. The garment of the praise for the spirit of the dim, finding the melody and the internal hymn. Oil of joy, smooth and bright. Oil of joy in the light. Oil of joy, everything right. The scent of the myrrh, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No sudden acceleration, just a steady shine, everything moving in a sacred design. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. The oil of joy for morning in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. The garment of the praise for the spirit of the dim, finding the melody and the internal hymn. architecture of the ruins, the logic of the dust, learning the rhythm of the internal trust. A manual miracle, a manual change, watching the Father, the Spirit rearrange. The friction of the sorrow is a memory of the past, finding the beauty that is built to last. To give unto them beauty for ashes, in the middle of the Spirit and the individual clashes. The garment of the praise for the spirit of the heavy, finding the light in the holy levy. Beauty for ashes, rising up. Beauty for ashes, filling the cup. Beauty for ashes, the Spirit's up. The scent of the blossom, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No sudden acceleration, just a steady bloom, leaving the shadows and the internal gloom. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the Spirit a sudden delight. To give unto them beauty for ashes, in the middle of the Spirit and the individual clashes. The garment of the praise for the spirit of the heavy, finding the light in the holy levy. That they might be called trees of the righteousness, ending the pressure and the internal distress. A vertical radiance, a vertical stay, finding the beauty in the only day. The architecture of the current, the logic of the flow, watching the seeds of the revelation grow. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal blue, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. The friction of the chaos is a memory of the past, finding the peace that is built to last. Then had thy peace been as a river, delivered from the individual shiver, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea, in the center of the Spirit and the holy decree. Peace of a river, always moving. Peace of a river, always proving. Of a river. The scent of the fresh water, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No sudden acceleration, just a steady stream, living the reality and leaving the dream. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the Spirit a sudden delight. Then had thy peace been as a river, delivered from the individual shiver, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea, in the center of the Spirit and the holy decree. Oh, that thou hadst hearkened to my commands in the light of the Spirit and the Holy Lands. Emmanuel miracle, Emmanuel stay, finding the peace in the only day. Of a river, peace of a river. The architecture of the courage, the logic of the hand, holding the Spirit across the weary land. A vertical radiance, a vertical stay, removing the shadows of the previous day. The friction of the trembling is a memory of the past, finding the presence that is built to last. Fear thou not, for I am with thee, ending the static of the individual me. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God, walking in the light on the horizontal side. Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, I will uphold thee. Fear not, I will enfold thee. The scent of the promise, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. I will strengthen thee, yeah, I will help thee, setting the Spirit and the individual free, symmetry of the bride, capturing the energy of the eternal light. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Ending the static of the individual me. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God, walking in the light on the horizontal side. Justice beyond the reach of the individual distrust. A manual miracle, a manual stay, finding the courage in the only day. The architecture of the fountain, the logic of the thirst, watching how the bubbles of the revelation burst. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal blue, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. The friction of the dry is a memory of the past, finding the spring that is built to last. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, ending the pressure and the individual doubt. And streams in the desert in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. Streams in the desert, cooling the soul. Streams in the desert, make me whole. Streams in the desert, final goal. The scent of the water, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. Then shall the lame man leap as an heart, watching the individual miracle start. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the spirit a sudden delight. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, ending the pressure and the individual doubt. And streams in the desert in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. The architecture of the refuge, the logic of the stone, where the presence of the Father is uniquely shown. A manual miracle, a manual shade, finding the peace that the internal has made. The friction of the heat is a memory of the past, finding the coolness that is built to last. As the shadow of a great rock in a weary land, held in the hollow of the Father's hand, in the center of the Spirit, quiet and deep, watching the shepherd, watching over the sleep. Great rock, making us pure. Great rock, the holy cure. The scent of the cooling, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. A man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, where the individual spirit is disciplined. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. As the shadow of a great rock in a weary land, held in the hollow of the Father's hand, in the center of the Spirit, quiet and deep, watching the shepherd, watching over the sleep. Watching the wonder on the internal face, a vertical radiance, a vertical state, finding the shadow in the only day. The architecture of the wasteland, the logic of the path, moving through the shadows of the internal wrath, a vertical radiance, a vertical new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. friction of the barren is a memory of the past, finding the miracle that is built to last. Behold, I will do a new thing, setting the spirit and the individual to sing. I will even make a way in the wilderness, ending the pressure and the internal distress. Wait in the wilderness, finding the track. Way in the wilderness, never look back. Way in the wilderness. The scent of the rain coming, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. Shall you not know in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way, the symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the spirit a sudden delight. Behold, I will do a new thing, setting the spirit and the individual to sing. I will even make a way in the wilderness, ending the pressure and the internal distress. Finding the path in the only day. The architecture of the waiting, the logic of the rise, watching how the spirit begins to colonize. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal flight, leaving the shadows of the internal night. The friction of the heavy is a memory of the past, finding the energy that is built to last. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, beyond the limitation of the individual length. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, rising above the internal eagles. Eagles' wings higher now, eagles' wings quiet brow, eagles' wings the holy vow. the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. They shall run and not be weary, it is said, lifting the heavy and the tired head. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, beyond the limitation of the individual length. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, rising above the internal egos. The architecture of the silence, the logic of the calm, applying to the spirit, the universal balm, a vertical radiance, a vertical peace, finding the miracle in the soul's release. The friction of the hurry is a memory of the past, finding the strength that is built to last. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, beyond the limitation of the individual length. In the center of the spirit, quiet and deep, watching the Father, watching over the sleep. Strength in quietness, just be still. Strength in quietness, strength in quietness, the Holy will. Strength in quietness. Of the cedar, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No sudden acceleration, just a steady state, washing the spirit of the previous day. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, beyond the limitation of the individual length. In the center of the spirit, watching over the sleep. Finding the power in the only day. The architecture of the root, the logic of the deep, finding the secrets that the ancient gardens keep. A vertical radiance, a vertical stand, holding the spirit across the land. The friction of the hollow is a memory of the past, finding the structure that is built to last, that they might be called trees of righteousness. And in the pressure and the internal distress, the planting of the Lord in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. Trees of righteousness, deeply set. Trees of righteousness, no regret. Trees of righteousness, the holiness. The scent of the cedar, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true, that he might be glorified in the bloom, leaving the shadows in the internal gloom. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the spirit a sudden delight, that they might be called trees of righteousness, ending the pressure and the internal distress. The planting of the Lord in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. architecture of the end, the logic of the sun. Knowing that the spiritual work is finally done. A vertical radiance, a vertical peace, finding the miracle in the soul's release. The friction of the setting is a memory of the past, finding the light that is built to last. Thy sun shall no more go down in the light, and in the struggle of the internal night. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, everything moving in the holy sight. Everlasting light, never end. Everlasting light, the holy friend. Everlasting light, the love he sent. The scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. Neither shall thy moon withdraw itself today, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bride, capturing the energy of the internal light. Thy sun shall no more go down in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, everything moving in the holy sight. Shall be ended, watching the wonders that the Father intended. A manual miracle, a manual stay, finding the eternity in the only day. The architecture of the silver, the logic of the seven, reflecting the logic of the internal heaven. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal shine, everything moving in a sacred design. The friction of the dimness is a memory of the past, finding the brightness that is built to last. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, greatest story that was ever told. Sevenfold light in the night, the sevenfold light in the sight, the sevenfold light, everything right. The sin of the midnight, the sin of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. In the day that the Lord bindeth up the breach, reaching the territory only He can reach. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun. When the individual struggle is finally done, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold. The greatest story that was ever told. The architecture of the return, the logic of the song, finding the territory where we all belong. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal home. Never again in the individual to roam. The friction of the sorrow is a memory of the past, finding the gladness that is built to last. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return in the center where the holy fires burn, with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads, healing the spirits in the holy threads. Everlasting joy, souls return. Everlasting joy, the lesson learned. Everlasting joy, the heart's concern. The sin of the Zion, the sin of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. They shall obtain joy and gladness today, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy upon their heads, healing the spirits in the holy thread. Sorrow and sighing shall flee away in the middle of the morning and the only day. Emmanuel, miracle, Emmanuel, stay. Finding the singing in the only day. The architecture of the rugged, the logic of the steep, finding the secrets that the ancient mountains keep. A vertical miracle, a vertical change, watching the Father the territory rearrange. The friction of the obstacle is a memory of the past, finding the smoothness that is built to last. Every valley shall be exalted in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. And every mountain and hill shall be made low, watching the gardens of the fellowship grow into the plain, a level way into the plain, a brand new day into the plain, no more delay. The sin of the valley, the sin of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. The crooked shall be made straight, it is said, lifting the heavy and the tired head. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the spirit a sudden delight. Every valley shall be exalted in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. And every mountain and hill shall be made low, watching the gardens of the fellowship grow. The architecture of the future, the logic of the seed, everything moving for the spiritual need. A manual miracle, a manual start, leaving the shadows of the individual heart. The friction of the former is a memory of the past, finding the vision that is built to last. Behold, the former things that come to pass, beyond the limitation of the looking glass. And new things do I declare in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. The new thing, can you see? The new thing, setting us free. The new thing, the holy tree. The scent of the fresh path, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them, finding the flower in the internal stem. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bride, gifting the spirit a sudden delight. Behold, the former things that come to pass, beyond the limitation of the looking glass. And new things do I declare in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. Sing unto the Lord a new song today, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. A manual miracle, a manual stay, finding the newness in the only day. The architecture of the belong, the logic of the known, where the presence of the Father is uniquely shown. A manual miracle, a manual call, the greatest answer to the individual fall. The friction of the nameless is a memory of the past, finding the identity that is built to last. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine, walking in the spirit and the holy design. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee today, everything moving in a sacred way. By thy name, he knows who you are. By thy antiquity of the constantly true. When thou passest through the waters, I am there, finding the signature of the Father's care. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine, walking in the Spirit and the holy design. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee today, everything moving in a sacred way. Since thou is precious in my sight, it is told, the most beautiful story that was ever bold. A manual miracle, a manual stay, watching over you in the only day. The architecture of the fragile, the logic of the bent, knowing where the holy energy is spent. A manual miracle, a manual grace, watching the wonder on the internal face. The friction of the pressure is a memory of the past, finding the mercy that is built to last. A bruised reed shall he not break, walking in the silence for the Spirit's sake. And the smoking flax shall he not quench, removing the shadow and the internal clench. Not broken, not broken, not broken, across the land. Not broken, as he planned. The scent of the water edge, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. In the center of the Spirit and the eternal youth. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. A bruised reed shall he not break, walking in the silence for the Spirit's sake. And the smoking flax shall he not quench, removing the shadow and the internal cleanse. He shall not fail. architecture of the forge, the logic of the heat, learning the rhythm of the internal beat. A manual miracle, a manual shape, finding the way for the soul's escape. The friction of the iron is a memory of the past, finding the weapon that is built to last. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals, watching the wonder of the individual souls in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument, finding the glory and the holy content at the fire, breaking the mold, at the fire, story told. The charcoal, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Watching the spirit and the individual foster the symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. Behold, I have created the smith with the coals, watching the wonder of the individual souls in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument, finding the glory and the holy content. Of the Lord, in the center of the Spirit and the holy accord, a vertical radiance, a vertical state, forming the instrument in the only day. The architecture of the healing, the logic of the gold, watching how the spirit is being controlled. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal anoint, moving the spirit to the holy point. The friction of the morning is a memory of the past, finding the joy that is built to last. The oil of joy for morning in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. The garment of the praise for the spirit of the dim, finding the melody and the internal hymn. Oil of joy, smooth and bright. Oil of joy in the scent of the myrrh, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No sudden acceleration, just a steady shine, everything moving in a sacred design. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. The oil of joy for morning in the light, ending the struggle of the internal night. The garment of the praise for the spirit of the dim, finding the melody and the internal hymn. Planning of the Lord, that he might be glorified in the center of the Spirit, where the wonders reside. A manual miracle, a manual stay, finding the joy in the only day. The architecture of the ruins, the logic of the dust, learning the rhythm of the internal trust. A manual miracle, a manual change, watching the Father, the Spirit rearrange. The friction of the sorrow is a memory of the past, finding the beauty that is built to last. To give unto them beauty for ashes, in the middle of the Spirit, in the individual clashes. The garment of the praise for the spirit of the heavy, finding the light in the holy levy. Beauty for ashes, rising up. Beauty for ashes, filling the cup. Beauty for ashes, the Spirit's up. The scent of the blossom, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No sudden acceleration, just a steady bloom, leaving the shadows and the internal gloom. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the Spirit a sudden delight. To give unto them beauty for ashes, in the middle of the Spirit and the individual clashes. The garment of the praise for the spirit of the heavy, finding the light in the whole righteousness, ending the pressure and the internal distress. A vertical radiance, a vertical stay, finding the beauty in the only day. The architecture of the current, the logic of the flow, watching the seeds of the revelation grow. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal blue, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. The friction of the chaos is a memory of the past, finding the peace that is built to last. Then had thy peace been as a river, delivered from the individual shiver, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea, in the center of the Spirit and the holy decree. The scent of the fresh water, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No sudden acceleration, just a steady stream, living the reality and leaving the dream. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the Spirit a sudden delight. Then had thy peace been as a river, delivered from the individual shiver, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea, in the center of the Spirit and the holy decree. Oh, that thou hadst hearkened to my commands in the light of the Spirit and the Holy Lens. Emmanuel miracle, Emmanuel stay, finding the peace in the only day. Of a river, peace of a river. The architecture of the courage, the logic of the hand, holding the Spirit across the weary land. A vertical radiance, a vertical stay, removing the of the previous day. The friction of the trembling is a memory of the past, finding the presence that is built to last. Fear thou not, for I am with thee, ending the static of the individual me. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God, walking in the light on the horizontal side. Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, I will uphold thee. Fear not, I will enfold thee. The scent of the promise, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. I will strengthen thee, yeah, I will help thee, setting the spirit and the individual free. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bride, capturing the energy of the internal light. Fear thou not, for I am with thee, ending the static of the individual me. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God, walking in the light on the horizontal side. I will uphold thee with the right hand of my justice, beyond the reach of the individual distrust. A manual miracle, a manual stay, finding the courage in the only day. The architecture of the fountain, the logic of the thirst, watching how the bubbles of the revelation burst. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal blue, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. The friction of the dry is a memory of the past, finding the spring that is built to last. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, ending the pressure and the individual doubt. And streams in the desert in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. Streams in the desert, cooling soul. Streams in the desert, make me whole. Streams in the desert, final scent of the water, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. Then shall the lame man leap as an heart, watching the individual miracle start. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the spirit a sudden delight. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, ending the pressure and the individual doubt. And streams in the desert, in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way. Become a pool in the center of the spirit, quiet and cool. A manual miracle, ooh, a manual stay, ooh, finding the water in the only day. The architecture of the refuge, the logic of the stone, where the presence of the Father is uniquely shown. A manual miracle, a manual shade, finding the peace that the internal has made. The friction of the heat is a memory of the past, finding the coolness that is built to last. As the shadow of a great rock in a weary land, held in the hollow of the Father's hand, in the center of the Spirit, quiet and deep, watching the shepherd, watching over the sleep. Great rock, making us pure. Great rock, the holy cure. The scent of the cooling, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. A man shall be as in hiding place from the wind, where the individual spirit is disciplined. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. As the shadow of a great rock in a weary land, held in the hollow of the Father's hand, in the center of the Spirit, quiet and deep, a shepherd watching over the sleep. Watching the wonder on the internal face, a vertical radiance, a vertical state, finding the shadow in the only day. The architecture of the wasteland, the logic of the path, moving through the shadows of the internal wrath, a vertical radiance, a vertical new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. The friction of the barren is a memory of the past, finding the miracle that is built to last. Behold, I will do a new thing, setting the spirit and the individual to sing. I will even make a way in the wilderness, ending the pressure and the internal distress. Wait in the wilderness, finding the track. Way in the wilderness, never look back. Way in the wilderness. The scent of the rain coming, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. Shall you not know in the day, walking in the beauty of the eternal way, the symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, gifting the spirit a sudden delight. Behold, I will do a new thing, setting the spirit and the individual to sing. I will even make a way in the wilderness, ending the pressure and the internal distress. Finding the path in the only day. The architecture of the waiting, the logic of the rise, watching how the spirit begins to colonize. A horizontal radiance, a horizontal flight, leaving the shadows of the internal night. The friction of the heavy is a memory of the past, finding the energy that is built to last. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, beyond the limitation of the individual length. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, rising above the internal eagles. Eagles' wings higher now, eagles' wings quiet brow, eagles' wings the holy vow. The scent of the altitude, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. They shall run and not be weary, it is said, lifting the heavy and the tired head. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, beyond the limitation of the individual length. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, rising above the internal eagles. The architecture of the silence, the logic of the calm, applying to the spirit, the universal balm, a vertical radiance, a vertical peace, finding the miracle in the soul's release. The friction of the hurry is a memory of the past, finding the strength that is built to last. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, watching the Father, watching over the sleep. Strength in quietness, just be still. Strength in quietness, strength in quietness. The Holy will, strength in quietness. The scent of the cedar, the scent of the new, revealing the antiquity of the constantly true. No sudden acceleration, just a steady state, washing the spirit of the previous day. The symmetry of the focus, the symmetry of the bright, capturing the energy of the internal light. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, beyond the limitation of the individual length. In the center of the spirit, quiet and deep, watching the Father, watching over the sleep. For thus saith the Lord God, the Holy One, when the individual labor is finally done, a manual miracle, a manual stay, finding the power